Alright folks, welcome back to the EIZO Holiday Brawl. We continue and we power through any problems to get to the winner's match. It's still the first group today. Keep in mind we still have the European one that will follow suit afterwards, but spawning here in the top right corner of the map, fighting against his teammate, it's the blue Zerg player from Axiom. Give it up for Impact.
In the bottom left, as the red Terran, it's Axiom's Heart.
Alright, so Heart has got really good, like, I don't know, it's really hard for me because we don't see Heart as often. Heart and Impact are definitely, in my opinion, the two best players on Axiom right now. I could be wrong statistically, and maybe there's something to show it, but from what we've seen of them in combination of the Alima League and IEM qualifiers, I feel very confident in saying that. And I definitely expect big things out of Heart and Impact when it comes to Korean-related events in 2015, be it GSL or the Spot TV League or what have you. But as far as what we've seen in the Alima Leagues and more recent events, Impact has definitely been the more prevalent, the more popular player. Heart has kind of always requested not to be cast, and he doesn't want to show too many builds off, but there is this extra dynamic that really comes into, these are two teammates, and not just two teammates, but two teammates who live in the same house playing against one another.
Yeah, I asked them about that, so we weren't just guessing.
Yeah, they're playing next to each other, or are they in different rooms, or?
No, I asked them, do you practice together a lot? And Impact says, no, a little.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. I mean, there's the idea of practicing as one another, but quite frankly, I imagine there's got to be that talk of, like, at dinner table saying, man, so I did this thing today, it was pretty good, Zerg versus Terran, or vice versa.
Yeah, I don't think a confirmation on that, but there's no real way to tell. And I don't know, I thought Heart was going to answer because Heart has the better English, but he was AFK. It's okay.
Well, we'll see what comes out of Heart right now. I know in the past, well, we have cast Impact's ZVT. Impact is really good at looking for openings. He's very quick to use all-ins if possible, but for the most part, we're seeing a lot of 2-base layer builds come out of him, leaning more towards that Mutalisk play style. Now, if Heart is somebody who is willing to go for Hellion pushes, Hellion pressure, and especially those Hellbat attacks, that's going to certainly serve Impact well in the series.
Went for a pull first, so the Queen's going to pop out, like, actually well before the Reaper's even there. And the Reaper shouldn't get anything besides scouting, but that's never a bad case. I mean, usually one Reaper shouldn't get a drone anyways, so the fact that a Queen's out earlier isn't, well, it's not a big deal for Heart. Of course, scouts, I don't know why he scouted this way. Fast third, anyone?
He's checking for the 2-Rex.
Yeah, clearly. Now checking for the Lings. I think that should pop out, like, soonish. He's gonna miss him, though. Left the Zanaga. Oh, well.
Well, he's going back home, so he's not gonna have to worry about this Link sneaking by and picking off the CV.
Yeah, and that is what he's worried about. Like, he saw the, I think purely just, like, he saw the timing of that hatchery. It still wasn't done. It was like, oh, he went pull first. Like, I gotta check for these Lings.
Yeah, I'm seeing some murmurs in chat, by the way, about the whole team kill aspect, and a team kill certainly does suck, but not in this scenario. This is the one time a team kill is totally appropriate, because one of them is guaranteed to go through to the round of 8 no matter what. Or not round of 8, sorry, the round of 4. I forgot, 2 groups leading directly to the semifinals. And I think one of the biggest deals is if you win this group, you win $100, just straight up. So, one of these guys in this best of 3 is basically winning $100 minimum. But of course, for the whole tournament, you're shooting for the first place goal, that $500 cash prize.
We got a third, but also a starport for Heart. So it could be later Banshees. We've seen that a couple of times. I feel like they usually, with mech. Maybe not. As he's getting a, well, I can't really say about that tech lab yet. It could be just for Sim. We'll see what he does with that starport. It could just be for Viking as well, or maybe he does want to do like Hellion drops, which we do not see.
I gotta imagine it's for Stim with the 1 gas, but he's actually gonna swap it over, so never mind. Interesting. I mean, yeah, well, there's a medevac with his cloakless Banshees. I mean, everything that comes out of Starport is still going to be effective in the early game. It's just a measure of how he plans to use it.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, I mean, okay. So a cloakless Banshee, I want to say, is like usually for defensive more than offensive. Like, it can deal damage. Catch a couple of Lings, maybe a couple of drones. Doesn't really want to tangle with a Queen, even though it does take on a Queen. But, like, just for in case a bunch of Lings are coming to you or a bunch of Roaches coming to you, having a Banshee that doesn't have Cloak is, just as good as Banshee with Cloak in terms of defense. But he could follow up with a Viking. He could very well go mech off of this. I mean, like, he could have gotten stim by now.
I don't know that we've really seen a lot of mech out of Heart,
Right?
Period, but that would be cool to see.
Which is why I'm kind of like, surprised, right? That's like,
He's
Fumio. No problem. All right, so it's gonna be stim. We got a faster Spire, you call it, from Impact, which makes sense if you're doing a lot of like really, really fast Spires, so just, kind of faster Spires. And it is a Viking follow-up, so we can be able to clear out these Overlords.
Their base is getting a little bit low, quite dangerously so. Whether it's just he's playing to cancel and buying as much time as possible, or maybe he's not paying attention. Came very close to actually losing that hatchery. 3 queens in the front lines are going to be hard to tangle with. There's a Banshee on this as well. It's a lot of extra damage added into this, not to mention all the Hellion Splash, but with a couple of Banelings coming in, looks like he should be able to hold this off, and Impact is not sweating it too much right now. He is, of course, going towards that Spire, and this is, he's very comfortable when it comes to this sort of opening.
I think he's sweating a little. Like, he's wondering, are those going to be Hellbats in like 10 seconds? Which you absolutely need Banelings against. Against just Hellions, like the Baneling should never connect anyways. So. He hasn't really gotten well, yeah. He hasn't really gotten a scout in the main base other than seeing that it was going to be a starport with the tech lab. So he was going to be Banshees, but nothing else really. So doesn't even know if it's not going to be a bio.
That would be cool, though. Just going back to the topic of mech for a moment. It is a scenario kind of what I feel we saw out of 4GG and DreamHack, where it's like you expect a player to play one way so hardcore. You expect Heart to play bio through and through, but then he hits you with mech. And we've seen Impact lose to mech many times in the past.
Sure.
It's not a strategy I think anybody loves, although Hyun recently took a very interesting approach to it.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw the tail end of it on Reddit, I guess. 7 meters are out here, so this Viking's definitely going to die. And the Hellions will have to go back home. That's okay, they'll be used for Hellbats later.
It does suck losing the Viking, though. I mean, that's a lot of free reign for Impact, and he actually never cleared up either of the Overlords that were directly outside of his base. So he's got a creep spreading at the third and an Overseer at the north base.
That was, if there was a Overlord spreading creep at this base too, I would have been so mad the Viking didn't kill it. I'm like, why would you get the Viking and not kill those? But luckily this one was free of creep, and he just, it's perfectly fine to take this. I don't think he saw mutas, or maybe he did with the Xel'Naga. Well, now he knows, of course. So he plants down a couple of missile turrets. Knows he won't be able to drop anytime soon.
Gets that depot up just in the nick of time.
Very nice.
Well, mutas are being a bit of a pain around this third. I actually, again, I'm really loving that we're seeing this out of Terrans more. I never really thought this base would be that good first day we saw Overgrowth in the map pool, but I'm loving it nowadays, especially with the way the Watchtower helps me to control. But there's got to deal with these mutas in the main. There's a small amount of mutas, but they are being a huge pain in the ass.
Yeah. Maybe a turret covering that left side would be quite useful. Oh, the Lynx finally get in here, but like, no big deal.
They almost killed an already dead Marauder.
Almost.
Yeah, +2 weapon upgrades on the way for Impact. We do have for Heart rather. We do have Impact trailing a little bit on those upgrades, but not drastically so. It's really the focus on the Mutalisks, a lot less on the Zerglings. And we all know Banelings don't really need weapon upgrades all that much to do the damage.
Yeah. Heart looks to actually be going towards the right side, which we usually just do not see as like the main attack path, because you're pretty much going into the natural, and you're asking to get swamped basically and be farther away from the reinforcement point. There's also usually more creep here because it is so easy. Usually it is not cleaned up that you can kind of get away with it. But this is the attack path he is choosing. We have an accidental corruptor coming out from Impact, going back to the glory days. Like
I'm never gonna doubt that. Impact beat Joxy seriously with one corruptor being the big deal. So guys, I will never make fun of this corruptor versus Impact. Anyone else will talk about the misclick, but for Impact, on purpose and badass every single time.
Totally got it. It's going to be the savior of this game. Going to come down to one last unit. Turns into your Broodlord.
Actually, that is that's like it's not Thursday, but a Throwback Thursday moment, guys. Big attack come down here, but I should be taking care of him. There's no Banelings on the front lines. It's just it's a small harass. That's what it is.
You're, wondering why there's no Banelings. Maybe just like a feeling of he wouldn't be able to take the attack, and he wouldn't want to waste the gas on Banelings attacking. I don't know, but he's definitely gonna need them soon. Like Heart cleaned that up fine. He forced the units back with his drop, and he's gonna push out again with an even bigger army.
So just that quick reference, guys. Impact versus Josh, Acer Team Story Cup, Mind Sanity versus Axiom. It was heavy rain. The VOD's on YouTube, and it was seriously one of the best TVZs we got to cast, I think, in the entire year. It was a lot of fun, and we got to see one Corruptor hype. Mutalisk, though, is still dancing around. The number's been building up slowly over time, up around 20 or so. This is when you start expecting to see Thors come out, but we do have Heart continuing to just produce Widowmines for the time being, which is not bad at all. But with no Thors, it's going to be really hard to zone these out.
I think he just got the tech lab on the factory, so they should be coming soon.
Some friendly fire from those Widowmines kill a couple of the Marines that the Banelings could not connect to.
Upgrades are also going to finish 2-2-1 for Heart and Impact only on 1-1. Actually, really far behind on this 2-2. And just, you know, actually supply is not that bad, but Heart's playing pretty safe. You know, he's never really committing fully on a creep. He cleaned up a lot of creep. I don't know if he got the creep queens. I don't think he did.
No, but even just pushing the creep back to the ramp, I mean, Impact now only really has defensive fights that he can take an advantage from. There's a lot of Mutalisks heading down past this. He's not going to go for the third. He's probably going to go straight for the production line. There's such a small handful of Marines here. Stim preemptively going to try and get on top of this turret. Might help pick off one or two of the Mutalisks, but damn, this flock is huge.
Lost the Overseer. Has to be careful running into Widowmines now.
There's no Widowmines in position, sadly. So turret's going to fall. Turret's going to get a couple of shots off. Widowmines are looking for a way to burrow, but realizing that might not happen. Lifts, or doesn't lift. I guess he's waiting for the creep to still recede over here at the third, so that's a bit unfortunate. Widowmine might get a pretty good shot off here, though. Top of the Mutalisks, see which one it picks off. Sadly, the one on the edge, not that great of a deal. Pushing, though, on the other side of the map, I mean, it's not like Heart's taking this lightly. He's not just letting Impact kill him. He's applying some pressure himself, starting to move in, but there's a lot of Banelings waiting for him, and he's fighting on creep. He's clumped up. Heart's got to move. He's got a boogie. He's got to get the hell out of here in those medevacs, maybe, because I don't know if he can deal with those Banelings.
Yeah, picking up is probably his best move. There he goes. Picks up about 2 medevacs worth. Not bad, but
falling
honestly,
into the Mutalisks.
Oh, that's bad. That's really bad.
I don't know if Impact's just lucky or amazing, but he picks up the 2 medevacs that had units in them before they can fully unload. Heart's supply takes a big dump at this point. Was ahead by about 30 for a time, but not any longer.
Yeah, well, he was on creep and he was all bunched up. He just, you know, he had to deal with 2 fronts at once, and that's when he started making those mistakes like that. This time, prepared. Good splits, but he's still getting overrun.
Yeah, the Thors actually did a great job of just shooting a lot of the Mutalisks and soaking a lot of the damage from the Mutalisks, quite frankly. But, you know, Impact knows he doesn't want to attack to that third. There's a bunker waiting for him. There's a turret there. It's the one base that hasn't really been attacked. Nice choke from these Marines. Going to help kill a lot of those legs. Mules dropping like crazy. Impact is really got Heart on the ropes here. Heart's not in the danger of dying just yet, but his supply is taking a huge dump while this is going on.
Yeah, 50 supply down. The army was actually really quite similar. It's all in the SCVs, but the army's not all together right now, and it is backed up in a choke where you're going to run out of room to micro, which of course Terran's for the strength.
Widowmines are down. They pick off the Overseer, so no way to see the second Widowmine should the attack continue around the ramp. Both players. Oh, the SCVs had those fresh mules. Oh, that's gonna sting.
Yeah, the mules I feel are the hardest, but he actually got like 6 SCVs there.
A little bit scary as he's coming back to mine. I mean, this base is fairly important. He does have this one finally down. Oh, he's not repairing it. Oh, fire duty, Heart. Oh, okay, there we go. Jesus, my Heart.
I still think he's on the ropes though. Like, Impact sees like he's gonna.
Oh, the orbital's gonna go down. The Banelings actually coming to the crash on top of the SCVs. Yeah. He's not gonna keep the orbital, sadly. The Marines can't deal with the amount of Banelings left. He's gonna try and run past his Widowmines, maybe use these to defend his army. Oh, but these Mutalisks have just been such a pain. A good shot goes up on the Mutalist, not on top of the Baneling, sadly. Second shot, a little bit better. 1 Baneling left, no Banelings left. 4 more rolling in from the ramp, and he clears up a lot of the Mutalists. And Heart, he trades out a base, but he actually kills most of Impact's army.
Yeah, the supplies have, well, they've equalized a little. Again, a lot of that is in SCVs. I mean, that third didn't go down. He was still in 4 command centers. Yeah. I'd actually be like, oh, okay, that's actually not so bad, but it did go down. This actually isn't a planetary either, so easy ling run-bys will be able to kill a lot of SCVs, and Heart is kind of in like, a position you never want to be in, just like, I gotta attack, my army really isn't all that great, it's missing some key elements such as like, you know, Widowmines and Thors, but I got to.
Yeah, it is a very unfortunate situation for Heart. The good thing for him, though, this is a time where the Banelings are being replenished, where they're not out just yet. So these first ones coming in, there's only about 4, but he's clumped up. Oh, that cliff face really played against him. There's a lot of Widowmines here, though. If you could just think out, like, the 2 Overseers, I kind of feel like he's going to have free reign to just keep pressuring forever. But he's trying to stand back and split away from these Widowmines. They're not going off on anything useful.
Oh, the mutas actually took all the shots, so the muta count does go down a little bit, a lot of them still live, so they will regenerate. And it is more about that ground army. Like, he's splitting out faster than Impact is, and Impact's on 5 bases.
Hart is still managing to keep his actual army value surprisingly high. That medevac's dry, and he's actually getting no way to heal these units. Did he lose the starboard? No, he's just only got medevacs now coming out. Quite expensive, 100. I can kind of understand why, but he can't stim most of these Marines anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be very, like, yeah. The longer this goes on, he cannot wait out the Zerg player like you would a normal TvZ. Like, oh, I'm off a creep, like, you come to me. Not gonna happen. I'm actually gonna get maxed out when Hart's still at, 130.
Looks like what am I getting an okay shot over here.
His armor supply is still really impressive. And he does have that upgrade lead, and he's starting to add in Thors too, so he's finally getting that, like, kind of perfect composition.
Ooh, Link Run By could be a better problem. The depot is down, but the reinforcements are going to take care of this. +3 weapon upgrade is quite nice for the Marines. We do have that Thor on the front lines, and these mutalisks are still not fully healed, but certainly can come in for a fight if they want to. And that seems to be the case for Impact. He comes in from multiple angles. These Widowmines have got to get the best shots in the world, taking out those Banelings, so the Marines can get the work done on the mutalisks. They do just that. He's going to push Impact back.
Had Impact. The armor supply is actually slightly in favor of Hart. As long as Impact takes fights off of creep, Hart can take really good engagements.
Hart has lost most of the Widowmines, though, and quite frankly, good shots, bad shots. Widowmines are a gamble, and they were keeping him alive on the front lines against that many Banelings. I don't know that Impact is going to have that same struggle now that there's only really a Thor and one Widowmine.
True. True that. He is starting to get, more Widowmines, realizing that he's losing his position.
It's really unfortunate because it's pretty much pure Baneling and Mutalisk at this point for Impact, which is a scary army. Link Run By going off again. It does slip past everything once more. Natural Base really doesn't have a lot to gut in it, though. And the Marines, they're running for their lives. They will barely get away. But yeah, the SCVs here actually, at this point, there's not a lot of mineral patches left, so this isn't super devastating, but already on a really low SCV count, even lower down to 20.
Oh, and the army. The army's dying.
Picks up the Thor, though. Thor Biker, why is this the thing lately? I've got no complaints, but like all Terran players are like suddenly so god mode at keeping Thors alive. Hart's no exception to this, but he is going to lose it this time. Banelings are just going to roll into this army, and even if he splits perfectly off of creep, there's like one Baneling, each with every one of these Marines' name on it. I think that's going to be, yep, game. Good game, well played. Ladies and gentlemen, Impact will take the first game in this best of 3 in the winners match. Gotta give it up for Hart, though, man. He was alive a lot longer than I thought he would be. And while that kind of seems like a cop-out, that was really impressive, the engagements he kept taking. But we'll get the Zombie Grubs video back up, guys. While I get this sorted, we're going to play a small ad break while we get this next lobby up.